Oh, we are live here on YouTube. Let's see if we can get our friends online with Rumble as well.
All right.
It's always like hopping through hoops to get Rumble on with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, hello, people. Welcome to Fido Live, number 120.
Wow.
Have we really been doing this for almost 2 years?
I guess so.
Wow. All right. As of last week, I'm was about a month ahead, so I'm all over the place this week. I'd been working on the week of the 11th and the 18th, and then noticed that Friday 8 and 9 I had nothing in place. Sure, I could have moved back 15, 16 to 8 and 9. Usually the Friday strip is in the bar. It's a format I haven't broken since the very start. But I went back to the week before, and there was a whole storyline about Felicia wanting to be a good pet and have Fido giving her good pet, man's best friend lessons, as it were. So I went on with that storyline, and while thinking, I just got the image of Felicia inside the bar with her arm around the two guys, saying, and that's where this joke came from. This is Friday the 8th, filling in many weeks ago. So it is agreed. From this day forward, a cat will be considered man's best friend. Okay, Felicia. Good. Now, second on the agenda. Since neither of you boy children can be considered men, we have some work to do. I don't like where this is going. I get the video games and action figures. So there's the Friday. And going to have to throw an eraser at the chief colorist again. She's asleep again this week.
No, she's not.
Here is a Saturday. And what the hell? We'll carry on with the Felicia man's best friend storyline. And Bo's in bed. Felicia's whacking her on the face. Wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bright new day with your cat. Go away, Felicia. You don't understand. When your cat is your best friend, you are given the opportunity to improve yourself. How do I improve myself? By doing as I say. I mean, you can't really see, but that wasn't the original punchline. The original punchline was making my breakfast would be a good start. But I pulled an audible in the last minute, changed the punchline.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the Saturday. We've got to do just the backgrounds on that one. The Friday that we saw, we still have to do the characters. I don't know what we're doing today, but it's probably going to be inking.
Okay.
Well, here is Wednesday the 13th. Now, for some reason we went from there to there, all the way to there. I don't know where 11 and 12 are. I might have already filmed them and put them in the archives. So here's Wednesday the 13th. Here, Fido fetched a stick, and he throws it and hits Closet Cat in the back of the head. Now I've got to give Chief Colorist a hard time on this panel in a second. That was fun. Do it again. No, my turn. Sorry about that, Closet Cat. I'm just happy to play the game. You can't see what's going on here. I got to do something.
Okay.
And even look at the electrical post here is coming down through the word bonk. So so I can't even. I'm thinking, let me get in here with an eraser and just lighten everything up a little bit. See if that would make it easier to read. And I got to erase all behind the word bonk, so make it all fade out. What do you think? That's a little bit better. You can almost read that, make that bounce. And I probably should get Irving Camera 1 to zoom in here to see that. But are you done with this one, Chief Colors? No, you look like you still got some leaves to do. Okay, I'm gonna toss this back over to you. I'm a little bit concerned that the stick just doesn't pop. You can't really see what's going on here.
I know, but I tried to
It disappeared
make it
in the background.
Color.
Yeah, it's disappeared in the background. Oh, maybe I don't know. I'll have to look at that and fix it later on. Okay, it's Wednesday the 13th. I'll send that over to the Chief Colorist if she is awake. There she is.
She's awake.
And here is Thursday the 14th. I believe she's done with this one. This is ready for recording. Fido, uncharacteristically, is walking on a leash. Now you see why they don't walk him on a leash, because he's already got it tangled around Bo's leg. He sees a woman who's obviously going to want to pat him. Oh no! And as she starts patting him, Fido says, "Yes, I'm friendly. My name's Fido. I'm 6 years old. He's had me since I was a puppy. Are we done here? Let's go." And he tangles the leash. No, he tugs on the leash. I notice that he's got her purse wrapped up in the leash. And as the purse goes off, don't take it personally. My dog doesn't like anybody. And at this point, the leash is already pushing her out of the way. He's taken. They're off on their own little adventures. Let's put that aside. And here's Saturday. It's got to go back to the chief colorist. And Saturday, I'm characteristically in the bar. Oh, by the way, we went from Thursday the 14th. 15th is chief colorist's birthday. So yeah, that one wasn't. Which one was that one? That was the one where it has to have been a bar. Oh, no, it was a self deletion, wasn't it? Well, I don't know. So here is the one after the chief colorist's birthday. Cat Boss and Bogash. What are you doing here this time of the night? I'm trying to get away from Dino, Fido, and the cats. They're driving me crazy. And Fido pops in. There you are. Why'd you leave me alone with them? And now Bo and the cats are coming in. Hey, we're out of beer. You got any peanuts? So finally Bo is at home, alone, feet off, happy drinking a beer. I guess we give this back to the chief colorist. Here is, so that was Saturday, the 16th, Monday the 18th. So this is in order. We have Dino, Fido, and Felicia. Dino's reading a piece of paper. I figure I'll do like a special effect here where I'll do the red margin and then the blue 3 lines that you see on school paper. So, I do not wish to see you anymore. Please do not approach my door. I will not see you in the street. I do not want us to ever meet. With you, I shall never go to a movie or a show. I do not like you, can't you see? Please, just let me be. I do not like you, Dino the jerk. I will call the police if I see you at work.
No.
That kindergarten teacher I've been dating is playing hard to get. I think the original joke was the kindergarten teacher I've been hitting on. But it's just a word. It doesn't sound right. We'll act as if Dino actually had a date. So that one's got to be inked sometime in the future. And here is Friday the 22nd. Again, we have skipped
quite a few.
Let's see. Oh, there's 18. Yeah, we have skipped the entire week. I haven't even written these yet. 19, 20, 21. Friday the 22nd. Because I had a bar one. I'll just knock it to the next Friday. So we're jumping all over the place. This is not the assembly line process Fido the comic strip usually is. So, Fido, Dino, and Bo. Fido says, I've decided to be a better person, but you're a dog. Shut up, Dino. That sounds great, Fido. Wait a second. What do you think a better person is? Rich, of course. And he's got Bo's wallet. See? Give me back my wallet. Don't you want me to improve myself? So that's the entire stable that we've got today. I guess we're inking. Now it's a good idea to start with, before we go right into inking the characters, do something to get the brush conditioned. So let's say we do the word balloons, and then once maybe that by that time the brush should be in shape enough to do some other work, perhaps the character work on this Friday the 18th. Felicia is man's best friend. Okay, that's the routine we'll go. Now, as you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of this planet. In order to avoid getting that page dirty, I'm going to have to wear this, a glove. And Irving, camera one, would you zoom in kind of tight here so we can see what we're doing? Well, that's not bad, Irving. I almost got it right first time off. I think Irving has a drinking problem. See how his camera's shaking?
No, don't say that about everything.
Huh.
He works for cheap, and
All right. I also like to put down a piece of paper so that I don't mess anything up. And then we got to choose a brush. What's our piece of paper for today? Well, remember last week I said there was a cat litter box that automatically killed your cat? Look, it's cute. It's got little ears and everything. Yep, China has done it again, folks. A fantastic litter. We'll call this a full service litter box. While cleaning it, it cleans up your cat as well. There's this rotating ball inside here that will rotate up and catch the cat inside the ball and crush it between the roof and the and the ball itself. Supposedly, there's a sensor in here so it doesn't go off when the cat is present. But as with all electronics coming from the East these days, it doesn't work. So all cat owners are really going on. They're having a cat. They're having a cow? Yeah, never mind. I thought
a cow.
Yeah, I thought there might be a joke there, but there isn't. Over this fantastic new and unexpected feature of the litter box. So I said last week that the acolyte was a Jeopardy question, and here is actually the shot from it. Could you have gotten this Jeopardy answer for $400? What's on TV for $400? Amanda Stenberg doubles the fun playing Osha and May on this Star Wars series set during the High Republic. And of course, the answer is the acolyte. For a $600 or $800 question, you could give them the acolyte and ask for Amanda Stenberg's name or the character she played, because she was such a forgettable actress.
Yeah. Nobody would have gotten it anyway.
Oh, right. Donald Trump, Orange Man himself, interviewed Joe Rogan. It was that way. Joe got a few questions in, but mostly Donald interviewed Joe. I'm not going to say anything bad about Joe, but he was less informed than most people I listen to on the internet. He had a whole question about this lake in the center of California. So, wasn't that what they used to bring water to Los Angeles? I don't know. I'm not saying that a lot of the questions he had were kind of silly, but toward the end, when they started talking about space aliens and a JFK assassination, I was out. So we perennially talk about the Disney dumpster fire, and we have Disney names Gorman to serve as the next chairman. Anticipates naming the new CEO in early 2026, not early 2025, as was earlier reported.
Yes, but you can't believe any date.
Gorman is the former CEO of Morgan Stanley, Dean Ware, and he replaces the Mike Parker, who was the guy who ran Nike into the ground. So Gorman, his job is to do a nationwide search and choose the replacement for this man, Bob Iger. Bob Iger has said in the past that top Democrats urged him to run for president. And just think, we could have Bob Iger versus Donald Trump now. That would have been fun. So the nationwide search for the CEO of Disney is between Kevin Mayer, Alan Bergman, Josh D'Amaro, Jimmy Pitaro, and Dana Walden. Now, my money is on Meyer, but let's go over the other guys. Josh D'Amaro, he's a good guy. He's ahead of the parks, but the parks are in massive disarray. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, everything is going wrong. So Josh is probably out. Now, Dana Walden is Bob Iger's choice. But Dana Walden is out after destroying ABC News. ABC News is down in the everywhere because, well, people are kind of pissed off at what they did during that debate. For years, we've known that they would at least they gave the questions to Hillary. They did this to help Joe, and we've known for years that these debates were not as honest, shall we say. But this year, with the attack crew, the fact checkers, they just went too far. So Dana Walden, after destroying ABC News, she's out as CEO. Now we have Alan Bergman up here. Top will slow this down. Alan Bergman, he's got 2 wins with Deadpool 2 and Inside Out 2. Figure. But his track record this year, if anyone could tell you that Disney has lost billions in the films. And finally, Jimmy Pitaro, he's the head of ESPN. He's not qualified. Jock. So that's those are the candidates for the nationwide search for the replacement of Bob Iger. And Kevin Meyer probably will get the job. Who knows?
Who knows? We won't know. 2026?
If Bob Iger ever leaves his spouse. Oh, by the way, even if they choose someone in 2026, Bob Iger stays on to 2030.
Well, where else do you take a bath?
Well, he's got that office with the shower. And I'm going to reiterate, anybody who's a paparazzi, you're not worth your salt if you haven't gotten a picture of that damn shower in the corner office up there in Disney. Get to work, guys. We need a picture of that shower. Okay, let's put all that aside. Next on the agenda, they're casting for the Avengers. Well, they've already cast for the Avengers. They're casting for a writer, perhaps I should say, in a story. And obviously, they're not going to be doing the Kang Dynasty, and who knows if they're doing Secret Wars. Now, apparently, we got Robert Downey Jr. to be Doctor Doom. So let's hope they don't fuck that up. Brie Larson perennially makes $5 million, but she wants more money if she's going to lead the Avengers. And well, Brie has gone through quite a transformation since we were paying her $5. I mean, look at her ass in 2019 compared to her ass in 2021. You know, she has. That is a $5 million Brie ass. This is a $15 million Brie Larson ass. So you got to pay for that if you want that to lead the Avengers. Here's our girl Brie. She's also showing off stomach muscles and titties. She's had all this work done.
And Disney's just throwing.
And Disney won't pay her for it. So I was going over Brie's film history. She made $5 million for Captain Marvel, $5 million for Endgame. Marvels, we don't quite know because she was the star of the Marvels, and she did have that ass. So she might have made 15 to 20 million. We're not sure. They're not telling us. And she made 1 or 2 million on the Nissan car commercials. Remember, she was the spokeslady for Nissan.
Yes.
Let's see. Nissan stock drops to yearly low from Brie Larson commercial.
Ooh.
The day that Nissan USA released their feminist No Compromises commercial starring Brie Larson, their stocks dropped to a yearly low, but stabilized once the comments were disabled. So shut everybody up, and Brie Larson will do just fine. So Brie, hold out for 20 million, Miss Larson.
Or get
Because you know they can't do that movie without you, Brie. You're the $1 billion baby. That first Marvel film Captain Marvel film, somehow made $1 billion with empty theaters and sold out seats. So, hey, I guess you got something, Brie. Yeah, looks like she's got a couple of things.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's put Brie aside. Speaking of bad casting, there's something going online on the casting of Brie Larson for Captain Marvel. Imagine if you cast Katie Sackhoff, somebody likable for the role. So speaking of casting someone unlikable for the role, I'd like to introduce everyone to Cynthia Arrivo. And here she is with Ariana Grande, her co star here, in the movie Wicked. Now, people might remember the play Wicked with that poster, and people were just playing online because this is such a horrible take on the poster that maybe they could fix it. And she got pissed, and everyone called him racist because you can see where this is going. Believe it or not, I've had some exposure to Wicked. I got stuck somewhere where it was actually the book, and I thought, well, that was kind of an interesting situation. The Wizard of Oz was this horrible tyrant, and um, the hero was the Wicked Witch of the East, which is this character, the green face character, and she was working on human animal hybrids. That's how she got the flying monkeys, and she had to take baths in oil rather than water because water hurt her skin. And she was quite a sexy little creature in that book, and it was interesting. So, looking at the poster, we have a pretty woman with a little evil smile. Looking at this poster, we have a angry woman staring right at you, saying,
Well, she's angry at you.
"Well, I'm angry." They just did not get. They do not get it, and I know what this film is going to be. The whole green skin thing, it might as well be black skin. They're just going to talk about racism, racism, racism. This is not a film for me. I don't care to see it. I'm not going to see it, and this is probably the last we're ever talking about it.
Yay.
Imagine if you
We
cast
gave it too much
the
time.
proper actress, this could have been successful.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're on casting today. It might have something to do with the title. And believe it or not, I don't know why they'd ever do this, but they're making another He-Man movie. This is not the time to do so, but oh well, here we go. Here's our He-Man himself. This is Nicholas Galitzine. Galitzine. Okay. Galitzine. Never heard of him, but he's got I got to say first off, he's got a good, strong jaw. So yeah, maybe. Wrong color hair, but that can be fixed. Wrong hairline, but yeah, that can be fixed with a hairstyle. Well, He-Man does sort of have a kind of high widow's peak, so it could work. And he looks like he's kind of bulky because he's sitting here next to Shooty Gatwa. This is Doctor Who himself, and he's got bigger tits than whoever this woman is to the right, Camilla Cabello. So good to see you again, Shooty, fresh from his Doctor Who success. Well, I do know I've seen this man without his shirt on. He's a little bit bulky. He's got these big, ugly tats on either arm here that they're gonna have to CGI out. I don't know why actors do that. Oh look, he's got a drink in his hand. Never let them take a photograph of you with a drink in your hand. So he's got a lot to learn. He's also dressed like an undertaker. And what's this? A double-breasted suit? All right. So Dolph Lundgren wanted Chris Hemsworth to play this role, but Chris didn't want to take it because he thought it was too much like Thor. So okay, you wear more clothing than Thor. He-Man, you're in a freaking loincloth. So we pulled in a young guy. Let's get a closer look at this gentleman.
Yeah.
And put him up next to Kevin Smith's He-Man animated one. And we're looking at same jawline almost. He-Man's nose is turned up a little bit. He's got a longer nose. Eyebrows work pretty well. So right all around here looks good. He's got too much forehead. He almost just has a 5 head here. So that's, look at that. Yeah, that forehead is like 1/3 the size of his face. They're going to have to fix the hair, of course, and he's going to need to really bulk up. So he could play Prince Adam, but He-Man, they're going to do a lot of work. They could probably just CGI a muscle body on him. but guess it's going to be a troubled production anyway because, well, casting, as I say, is a problem. Now, this is Tila, and this is Camila Mendez. One of these things is not like the other. See, Tila's a redhead, but you can't have redheads in Hollywood anymore. So let's replace her with a Latina.
Okay.
Uh, so Camila Mendez as Tila. Tila's a problematic character. They really screwed her up in the Kevin Smith animated version, and now they're not doing any better in the new live action. So I'm worried about Tila. The other character who's been cast is this one right here, Evil Lynn. I thought her name was Evelyn. Evil Lynn is being played by you're gonna love this one. Community's Allison Brie.
Uh-huh. Okay, sure.
Take a look at this over your left hand shoulder, Chief Colorist. Over, wake up. Hey,
Oh, wait.
look at Allison Brie here. Does this woman look like she could play Evil Lynn? Well, here's Allison Brie in her Community days, but actually, here's Allison Brie today. She's aged a bit. She still has a rocking body, of course, but well, she's looking a little bit more like Evil Lynn. What can I say? Here's Evil Lynn from, I believe, Kevin Smith's, and she still looks too nice. She's gonna have to put on a performance. But I would see the actress that they hired to play Tila as Evil Lynn before I could see. Could Allison Brie? Could we red hair? Yeah. This has happened before in Hollywood. When Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid were being made, they wanted Paul Newman to play Butch, and they wanted Redford to play they wanted Redford to play Butch and Paul Newman to play Sundance. And midway through filming, the two actors decided that they had to swap parts. That's obviously what's going to have to happen here. Camilla's going to have to say to our community girl, "Hey, girl, I can play your part better than that. This is how you're evil." She'll say it just like that too. So by tradition, I'm almost encouraged to keep Camila Mendez here on the page while we work today, because, well, it's always a good idea to have a pretty woman on the page. Let's see. Yeah, she's in frame. Oh, what the hell? Let's keep Camilla on the page while we're working. I'm sure she could use the exposure. Let's pick a brush now. Here are our usual candidates. I think that one, feeling kind of stiff. What else we got? These I've been using throughout the week. Look how ratty that one looks, huh? But which brush should we pick? I think the original ratty. Yeah, we'll go with that sucker. I feel good things coming out of this brush.
As you should, because they will.
Let's get a rag going.
Ew, that sounded so gross. Let's get a rag going and then you blow your nose.
Now, I've been noticing that the sides of my fingers here have been becoming calloused, and look how I even have a wound on that one. And I'm wondering, is this from me holding a brush too long? But no, I hold the brush with the fingertips. I never hold anything over on the side here. And I was wondering what's causing all the damage to my fingers. It's opening this damn ink bottle. We are using the Speedball Super Black, and they've got a lacquer inside it that gets caught around the edges of the bottle and make it impossible to open. Now, I've already loosened this one in preparation, but I have my criticisms with Speedball. I've got to come up with a different type of bottle, and maybe be sure I keep the edges clean. But I need a bottle that doesn't screw on. I think that's probably my best choice. Get something with a top, like you ever see those Grolsch liquor bottles that have just a metal clip? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I need an ink bottle like that. Look, I got ink all over my fingers now. Let's get a little wet nap here, see if we can't. Because I know if I touch anything with all this ink on my fingers, I'm gonna just cause an Exxon Valdez like spill of ink all over the page.
Maybe it'll look like something again.
Mm-hmm.
Your last one looked like Fido on a cliff.
Yeah.
On the top of the mountain.
All right. Well, that's about as good as we're gonna get it with a wet nap. I'm gonna just do the word balloons on this one to give the paintbrush a chance to get acclimated to actually inking characters. All right. Not a bad point. Now for word balloons, we just do parentheses. So we have a rounded balloon, but they're squared rounded. And geez, should I? I almost don't want to touch this one. But there we go. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult because I can't do the sweep. Maybe I can.
If anyone can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, okay, that works. No, I thought I was going to have to break the balloon up into two pieces, one going that way, one going that way, because the word think sort of sticks out here. But it worked out. And this is a simple one. And finally, the last one. I very rarely have three people speaking in one panel because it just takes up so much room. And I'm a traditionalist.
And you're not supposed to have three people speaking?
No, well, I have my words floating to the top of the page here
Is that what? Okay.
like the helium.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think I have to make Bo's word balloon thicker because he's give me back my wallet. It's sort of a commanded statement. But half of the command falls behind Fido's word balloon. So I guess we can have people read it in that Fido is speaking over him, despite the fact that he's using a commanding voice here. Yeah, okay, that's the storyline. Let's get the tops and bottoms of these closed up. I like having long, thin arrows for the word balloons because they make me feel happy.
And why do we do this?
So I can be happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're here. This is so much better than stripping fiberglass shingles off a roof.
Well, I wouldn't know, but I believe you.
With a pitchfork.
With a pitchfork?
Yeah, we did it with a pitchfork.
You're supposed to do it with a pitchfork?
Well, how else do you get underneath?
I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's the tool that you should use.
I would think that would be the case as well, but that's what we used. And there's that word balloon. Yeah, it was a little shaky. See, I should have done that. I should have done my normal thing where I do a parenthesis and then I flew too close to the sun, ladies and gentlemen. See, I didn't do and that's why that word balloon doesn't look that as good as it should. Oh well, it's in ink now.
Do you think the birds are getting picked up on the
No,
no?
we have 1,000 little sparrows outside arguing with each other over something. I'm guessing it's a political debate. You can hear in the background underneath the car noise.
Oh, I think they're over the car noise. I can hear that.
Oh, they're quiet now.
Oh, yeah, no. I think they heard us talking.
They heard us talking about them. Shush, the humans are talking about us. Now they're sitting listening. Isn't that funny how they did just stop?
They did just stop, and I'm a little creeped out by that, actually.
Once we started talking about them.
Yep.
All right.
That was weird.
Miss Mendez, please join us over here. Thank you, Mendez. Now, obviously, Camila Mendez is a talented actress. I can see her talent all over this page. But can she play a redhead?
Well, anyone can play a redhead. Whether or not you do convincingly is another story.
Why do they always race swap the redhead?
I don't know.
It's like a ginger side going throughout Hollywood.
And they're not supposed to do that kind of thing.
No, this is not. We're supposed to be a colorblind society. No, we're not.
I thought red was one of the colors colorblind people could see.
Red is not one of the colors of the rainbow anymore. Oh, let's get this Friday fill in with Felicia. So as I said, when I originally thought about this, I just came up with the image of this Felicia with her arms around the guys in the bar. As she tries to ingratiate herself. I have the writing idea with a cat in that you would not normally like a cat. A cat has to insinuate itself into your world. And while it's there, the cat thinks that it can improve you and make the world better. That's what a cat wants to do. If you've ever owned a cat, he might bring you a dead bird or a mouse. That is the cat trying to improve you. He thinks that you can't hunt for yourself.
Well, to be fair, not that you can't, it's that you don't want to hunt that kind of thing.
So cat psychology is a very big thing if you're going to be a cartoonist, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it should be a primary degree.
Felicia's head overlaps. And we'll draw Dino back here behind her, so you get the impression that she's hugging him better.
Oh.
Let's continue. I have to work left to right usually so that I don't put my hand on top of anything wet. So let me go all the way over here to the left and get Dino's mug of beer while I have the opportunity. Yeah. See, I'm reaching too far. That's why I wasn't unable to get that oval proper. Let me see if I can turn the page and get my hand closer. I got nothing down here. Yeah. I should have started on the left here with this hand on the bear, uh, but I did not. Because I just wanted to get right in there. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
And there we go. Come with me, Miss Mendez. So I'm thinking, since we spoke so much about poor casting, we
Casting, you say?
yes, poor casting of these characters in movies. The lady who's playing the Wicked Witch of the East in the movie version of Wicked, and then this ill-timed He-Man live action. This is not the time to do a live action He-Man. Wait for another 5, maybe even 10 years. You got to clean out some people out of Hollywood. And I'm not going to say who, but I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. We're cleaning them out of the video game industry. They got to clean them out of Hollywood. Then we can think about it. Now is not the time to be making an expensive sci-fi film like He-Man.
Who are they casting for He-Man?
I've already showed you. You were asleep.
I guess so.
We have, if you'll turn your attention to the screen,
Mm-hmm.
we have this fine gentleman here who is Nicholas Galitzine. Here he is with Shooty Gatwa from Doctor Who.
Oh.
And of course, Shooty has bigger tits than whoever this woman is.
Oh.
Good to see
That
Shooty.
woman looks familiar.
That woman is Camilla Cabello.
Yeah, she's a singer.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of her. So, yeah, that's our He-Man. He's gonna have to bulk up a little bit.
Just
Here he
a
is in a
little.
double-breasted suit with, stupidly, a drink in his hand. Never let them take a photograph of you with a drink in your hand, because now for the rest of your life, you're drinking that drink. It's a bad look. Bad look.
Yeah.
So I already know that. Well, he's not the brightest bulb in the glowing neon pantheon that is Hollywood. But you don't need anyone too bright to play He-Man. Dolph Lundgren, who is a doctor, an actual genius, played him, and well, that didn't help.
I was gonna say you're actually going against your
So I'm thinking, a less than intelligent person should take a nut shot at the role.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph was too smart for the role. Anyway, it doesn't look like good casting.
Have they even started shooting yet? No, because they haven't finished casting, have they?
They haven't even bulked Nicholas up to He-Man size yet. He's and they're gonna have to do something about these ugly prison tats he's got on either arm.
That's so common though now.
It's
They
stupid.
must have. I'm just saying they
Yeah.
must have like a dedicated makeup team that can get rid of that.
It's so stupid of an actor to mark his body up like that, because your job is to show your body, right, Camilla? She knows her job. She's doing it well right here. Your job is to show your body, and you mark it up. You make yourself less marketable. But he's a pretty boy, and he's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Hollywood. And I'm not saying that he has been a victim of anything.
No, you're not, because let's not even.
But that happens. Hopefully, increasingly less and less. We know it probably happened to poor Mr. Sean Puffy Combs, which turned him into the monster he became. Basically out of high school almost, Puffy got a job with a record company, and the guy who ran the record company was the guy who coined the term ghetto chic.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And he was pretty flamboyantly happy, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
And you just know that poor Mr. Sean Puffy Combs, as a young man without a father, was probably mistreated by this man. And that's what taught Mr. Combs how to mistreat other people, which is what we're going through now with all that pizza stuff.
All right.
So even I can feel bad for Mr. Combs.
Yeah, but don't feel too bad.
He was a bit of a monster.
Yeah.
So we got to come up with some sort of title that has something to do with casting. Is it the fact? Is it? No, I'm thinking that the quality of the actual actor really hasn't changed in Hollywood. I think
No?
a lot of the problem is the casting director.
Okay. Probably. They don't want to cast anybody
Well,
who's been seen before.
They are they're casting for virtue signaling points. Oh, look at us! We've cast a Latina woman to play a redhead. Oh, look at us! We've cast a black woman to play the Wicked Witch of the East, so that we can turn the whole wicked spiel into racism. Of course, everyone is fascinated by the subject of racism, and everyone really wants, to go through a story like that. It's a surefire hit. And if you criticize us, you're a racist. See, we got you on both sides. No, that's that. Again, Wicked is not made for me. I don't think I would have seen it, even if they cast a pretty woman to play the role, which they should have. But oh well. They made their choices. If today's Fido the comic strip does anything, I hope we inspire young people to go out there and do a good job as a casting director. Because I don't want you to draw a comic strip. There are already too much of us out there drawing comic strips. What we need are good casting directors. Get out there and find the right adult pretender for the right role. So here's our Dino. In the past, I never kept a constant count on his little porn stash here. But now we're using 5 strokes for his porn stash. I guess I finally standardized it. Oh, Dino's got a round head. Well, actually, kind of oval-like. When he's turned that way, you see there's a slight indentation. You got to get the whole idea of a 3-dimensional here. And let's get his beer glass here. Usually I put napkins underneath the beer glass, but didn't this week. I'm going to flip the page so that I can perhaps get a better oval here on his beer glass. Come down to, let's see what we're doing here. And of course, I've got no, oh, there we go. I was about to say I had no ink on my brush. Don't leave us, Miss Mendez. We still need your obvious talents to carry us through this. I almost want to pull the other one in here, but it's got Shooty Gatwar on it, and we just can't have too much style. So I'm guessing Doctor Who is going to be dead now. They're not gonna wait another 10 years and start it up again, like you did last time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are a sleepy little kitten today, aren't you,
I guess I
Chief
am.
Colorist?
I guess I am. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I thought I slept well last night, but I went to bed around 2:30?
No, actually, we went to bed around 1. I think that's a little early for us.
Yeah. I had a hard time falling asleep again. So I didn't get it. I'm trailing off right now. I didn't go to bed until like an hour after.
She fell asleep mid-sentence there.
I don't know why I'm just tired. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm feeling.
And there she goes again, folks. Well, thank you for joining us this week, Miss Chief Colorist. We hope to see you next week.
And is that the end of the podcast?
No, we're
Or you just
only.
mean you hope to see me?
I'm screwing with you. We're only 51 minutes in. We probably go another 10, 15 minutes or so. Just get as much inking in here as possible. Now I'm thinking, see how that line there is darker? Why don't we make back here dark as well? And here, so it looks like we've intentionally shadowed the entire back of his head with such brilliant radiance coming off the cat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth doing it with Dino's shirt here because I'm just going to black out his shirt anyway, but maybe just the back of his head too. Yeah. Let's black out Dino's shirt. And I like to do a little special effect, as it were, in the transparent part of the glass, which would be the part without the beer in it, the top part. Whenever there's something like his black shirt behind it, I'll do a slightly line there. So it almost looks like you're seeing the shirt through the glass. Yep, good enough. And there's that. Now let's get the cat going. Always a lot of movement in Fido the comic strip.
Okay, things moving.
You know, I forgot to do her whiskers in the first panel. Oh well, I'll have to go back. Alicia has 1, 2, 3 whiskers on that side, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. She's had a rough kittenhood. And when you see some of the other cats, they've had much rougher kittenhoods. Well, I guess since I'm all alone here, Chief Colors is asleep, I've got to come up with a title for this one all by my lonesome. Poor casting, poor judgments, bad decisions. Do we have anything I could tie it to of any of these jokes? Oh, okay. This is still the man's best friend series for Felicia. Cap becomes a man's best friend. Casting agent's best friend? Or are we Hollywood's best friend? Don't just stick with man's best friend, huh? We have to make it clickbaity, though.
Oh, okay.
Do you think Miss Camila Mendez could be considered man's best friend? I sure would like her to be. I think the title for this one's going to have to be man's best friend, for reasons that I've explained in my stream of consciousness a few minutes ago. That you missed, Chief Colors, because you were asleep.
I know. So.
Let's see if we can get that on paper so we remember. Oh, I always do that. There we go. Man's best friend. Come over here, man's best friend, Miss Mendez.
Mendez, man's best friend.
I do not think you can play Tila, Miss Mendez.
No?
I have little to no confidence in your casting for this role. And Tila has been a problem character ever since Kevin Smith's turned her into a girl boss, angry lesbian. So I believe, Ms. Mendez, that you probably should run far, far away from this role, but I wouldn't recommend that you give up a paycheck. So, yep, I know a paycheck's important. So go for the paycheck. But I hope your career survives this bomb that's coming. And I say that for YouTube purposes. I say that in the colloquial Hollywood fashion of an unsuccessful film, not of an explosive device. I have so little confidence in the shit that's coming. It's going to be coming down the pipe in a little while, like that Superman film. I am so worried about that one, with the dog casting and all that. And I don't think Corin Sweat has it in him, and they're not going to allow him to rescue Lois. So it's just, and poor James Gunn, he's got so much pressure on him, and if this fails, well, Warner Brothers goes under with it. Warner Brothers is billions of dollars in debt, and there's just no way of digging themselves out. Everything has to be a massive success now for Warner Brothers, just to keep their heads above the water. Ugh, it's a scary sight. Because I like to see these expensive films being made. I just wish they made them well. And the first thing to making the films well is casting.
We always go right back to that, don't we?
Casting can destroy, but bad casting can destroy your production before you even spend the first penny. Before you roll the first frame of film. And you can't virtue signal casting.
No.
Oh, look at us. We're so good. We casted this person of color. Play a white guy. And we haven't beat up Ubisoft today, which is kind of strange. But in the video game industry, that they've got the same problem. So Fido the comic strip here should be considered Hollywood's best friend.
Yeah, of course.
We're just offering good advice for free while we sit here and draw our comic strip. And half of this is below frame. Yeah, Irving, would you wake up? There we go.
Irving's not asleep, just me.
Everyone here's asleep on me. This must be my most boringest show.
No, I got like 3 hours of sleep last night.
I'll have to put this being the most boringest show in the description. In this, Fido's most boringest show, he proves that he is not only Hollywood's best friend, but yours by giving you a bikini shot of Camila Mendes. It's probably just a pose, but I think Camilla might have forgotten to put her titties on it this day.
I feel like she's very young, but not too young for breast. I feel like she's very young.
And we're almost done here. You know, I don't know if I've ever told people before, but never draw your characters that small. You want your characters to be a little bit larger than Camila Mendez's head here. And hey, Camilla, this is called a smile. Yes, see? Bright eyes. Yeah. It works well. Try that out. Maybe we should fill these out. Don't do that. Bad boy.
Bad boy.
I always have to resist the temptation to add implants to some women.
No.
But hey, check out the rib cage she's got going on here. She's got 1, 2, 3 ribs showing right there, and a bit of a stomach muscle here, innie belly button, and for a Hispanic woman, she doesn't really have that much back going on. Usually, they got a little bit more of a shelf up here. But it's good to see that she's shaved. Never draw your characters this small. Part of the reason where I started working with a brush is that it would discourage me from going into this small of detail, because when you shrink it, it just disappears into nothing. All the work you've done is for naught.
Not if you have an eraser.
So I would usually like not do this. Well, back in the old days, I wouldn't do this with a brush. I'd do this with a very fine quill pen. And just was a waste of time. So continue with the brush. You still have the same thickness of line, and you get a chance of something showing up when it shrinks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're almost done here. We're at the home stretch. Again, I forgot to do the whiskers in that panel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I like Felicia's leg crossing
Ooh,
pose
that's
here.
a telltale sign.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
she's got class. She's got dignity. She crosses her legs knee over knee, where a man would cross it ankle over knee. I think we've gone over the leg crossing thing. So any man who crosses his legs knee over knee doesn't have the equipment in there to be a man. That's how I was able to do it. And I'll pull up photos of Bob Iger and a few other folks who've done that. And always helpful. Fido is here to disappear behind the signature. And waggly tail. And that's it for this comic strip. Everyone working on their own comic strips at home, be sure to put the cap back onto your ink bottle.
Very crucial.
And if possible, try to make sure you don't have any of this type of ink stuck in the threads, because then you're never going to be able to open that again. Very good. And look, we've got no ink on our fingers. How'd that ever happen? Thank you for joining us for Fido Live number 120. That's almost, let's see, 52 weeks. That's almost, it's over 2 years. Almost 2 years. Been doing this a long time. Let's get Irving to pull out here. Look at our board.
Mm-hmm.
Disney's no longer on strike, but hey, I'm still supporting it. See everybody next week.
Bye.
Let's say goodbye to the folks at Rumble first.
Bye, Rumble.
And stream.
Bye, stream.
And wrap up and leave. Bye. And goodbye to the folks at YouTube. See you next week.